everybody, I'm merisusheep, and thank you so much for checking out this video. And we are still doing Christmas gifts, and this one is for my good friend Yakumo. She has been a very faithful and old friend of mine, so because of that I wanted to give her something very cute. She has so many original characters though, it's always such a hard time for me to pick because I'm just deciding which one should I do. In the end, I decided to go with Chika, her Pokemon OC, because look at her, isn't she so cute? The drawing to the right actually is a drawing by her. She did such a wonderful job. Isn't it so cute? If you're wondering why it's there, it's because I was an idiot when I recorded the first part of the speed paint. So I record my speed paints in parts, because, you know, I can't do it all at once. I take a break and stuff like that, or I have to go do something. So I push pause or push stop on OBS. And for the first chunk of this video, I forgot to put in OBS's settings. I always have it preset to be the only thing you can see is clipstudiopaint and nothing else outside of maybe my taskbar. But I forgot to do that. So you can see everything else that I'm doing, including the YouTube videos that I'm watching, which, yeah, I'm not watching anything like bad. It's just the video going over a sword fight by Shadowversity. It's a good video, but it's just like, I don't want that in my speed paint. So I just decided to put her drawing of Chika right there, because I am using it as a reference. Because I first thought, well, maybe I could just put my drawing there, but it's like, now I don't want to show the finished product off before it's done. So I just put that there, and sadly you can still see everything else that I'm doing. You can't see the YouTube video that I got popped out at least though, so that's good. But you can see a few other things that I'm doing, like opening up my music and stuff like that. Usually you can't see this stuff. And yeah, I guess I could have edited it out, but I didn't have time for that. And I didn't want to put any unnecessary stuff in it, so I begged the pardon for it to be in there. But hey, I just realized, I went back and looked at my ever speed paints that I did, and I kind of felt like something was missing in them, and then I realized I forgot my sprite. I usually have myself, an image of me drawing on the tablet on the side of my speed paint, and I forgot to put it there. It's not there. I didn't do it once this entire year. I forgot. I know this year has been definitely a lot more chaotic because of everything that's went on, and a lot of things I wasn't planning on going on went on. But at the same time, I feel like there's no excuse for that. I don't know how that happened. So apparently this is just an off year. It's an off year. But it hasn't been the worst year for me, so I'm thankful once again. And even the years that were really bad for me, even the years that were really bad, I'm just like, when I get to the end of it, I'm like, well, thank you God, I made it for the year. Anyway, I got it fixed now. Now you can only see, clipstudiopaint. I used to not care about that when I first started doing speed paints, because I thought it would be interesting for people to see what I watched, but then I'm like, no, that's stupid. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just don't. And also that I didn't want my videos to be taken down for copyright. That's why I only use YouTube audio music now, because I just want to avoid the whole mess. I'd rather not deal with it. Sometimes I've even gotten a strike in the past, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm in the right. Like, yeah, because it's like, I don't think you own, the person who was making the strike against my, not a strike, a claim, but the person who was making the claim was like, I don't think you own this music, but I don't want to look into it, and I don't feel like fighting it, so I'll just cut it out. Make it simpler on myself. Anyway, back to Chika. I must say, I had so much fun drawing her. I don't know why, but for some reason when I was drawing her, I was thinking of the side character of that OVA, Look Back. If you haven't seen that, it's a good OVA. My brother saw it in theaters, actually. It was airing, but it was only airing one day, and it was at night. and I wanted to go, but I was like, oh, it's at night. That means it's dark outside. I don't go out in the dark. I'm not afraid of the dark. I just don't like going out at night at all, and it's becoming less and less. Like, there are very few things that would actually get me out into a feeder now at night. And now the only thing that I can really think of is Kimetsu no Yaiba. That's the only movie that I'll probably go see. This Pokemon, Sylveon, that's its name. I couldn't remember its name for nothing when I first was trying to draw it. I just typed in fairy Pokemon because I knew it was a fairy type. But those like ribbony things, they were confusing me as all get out. So I looked up more reference sheets, which I probably should have done from the get-go. But in the end, I figured it out. And of course, she's got a blue Sylveon. Does blue mean it's a boy, or does blue mean it's a shiny? I don't know. I remember when Sylveon came out. I actually remember when Glaceon came out. So I've never actually been that into Pokemon. I watched like random episodes when Misty was the female character, and then I started watching more consistently when May came along. And I think I watched almost every episode when May was there. And then I watched about half of when Dawn was there. I didn't watch everything. And I actually do own some of the movies. I own Jirachi's Wish, which I really do like that one. And I own The Rise of Darkrai. And I own the Zorak one. And I want to own Pokemon movie number 3. The Spell of the Unknown. Yeah. I can't believe I remembered all those names. Well, technically I didn't remember the Zorak one. I just remembered the Pokemon in it. It was Zorak. That was a cool design. I like that Pokemon. But I just never been that into Pokemon. One, because my mom, when I was younger, she didn't really want me watching it because she wasn't sure about it. But 2, it was just like, I'd rather watch Mega Man and I have to remind myself not to say Mega Mind. Mega Man, Axis, and Dinosaur King. Those were a lot more funner to me, and I really did enjoy them, and I still do enjoy them to this day. Mega Man especially was very fun. I've never played any of the video games on Mega Man. I actually have played a video game of Pokemon. It was, I think it was X, or was it Y? Actually, now I think it was Y. I don't know. It was the one that has the red birdie Pokemon attached to it. I bought it for my brother and I played it for a little bit. I also played Pokemon Yellow, I think. I don't know. I don't know any of the names. I don't know anything. But it was a big, thick yellow cartridge. That's all I knew. And it had Pikachu on it. And it was my sister's. And so I played about 5 seconds of it. And then I just gave it to my brother. Because it was like, nah. But because my sister used to own the Game Boy, and my brother was always interested in it, and then one day she didn't want it anymore, so she gave it to me, even though my brother was more interested. I think it crushed him a little bit, but then I ended up giving him the Game Boy, because I knew he would get more fun out of it than I did. I didn't own a game console myself, actually. The only game consoles I had for the longest time were my brother's 3DS's, because I just wasn't interested in them. The first game console I owned was PSP, and I bought it myself, and it was used, and I only bought it for one reason: Birth by Sleep, because I absolutely love that game. I saw cutscenes of it, and I just knew I had to play it, and I loved playing it, and I still love playing it. It's still my favorite video game of all time. There ain't gonna be anything that tops it. So I bought my entire PSP just for that. And I never bought any other games for the PSP. I did love playing it, though. It was some of the fondest memories. Right next to playing Dream Drop Distance on my brother's used 3DS. So anytime he got a new 3DS, I got his old one. Sometimes they were broken, but I made him work. And playing Dream Drop Distance was equally as fun. But I still love Birth by Sleep more. But anyway, back to the drawing, because I realized I'd gone on a long video game rant. I had a lot of fun coloring her. I loved her palette, and I had a little bit of trouble with Sylveon. I probably would have done a little bit better if I just put a little bit more, like I took a little bit more time on it, but I sadly couldn't because I had to get all these gifts out because I didn't want them to be late. I didn't do very good in the background. I was just kind of mimicking what Yakumo had in hers. Hers looks a lot more cuter than mine, and she did a much better job on the Pokemon than I did. But that said, I am happy with how I colored it, and I hope you like it if you did do all the YouTube things. If you didn't, thanks for watching this far anyway. And to Yakumo, thank you so much for being my friend. I hope this gift shows how much that I love you. So, thank you, and I hope you like it. And I will be back with another one right after this because it's still Christmas time and there's still Christmas gifts to give out.